I'm Rose Della, the Artistic Director and Principal of the Center for Indigenous Theatre. CIT is a post-secondary performing arts training center. We offer a 3- and 4-year full-time conservatory-style education. Our program is designed to connect theater training with traditional and contemporary Indigenous cultural practices, to advance artistic development, industry and business practices, and ultimately to cultivate professional opportunities. You will come here to train, to learn, to grow, to become the emboldened and inspired voices of tomorrow, the new generation of passionate Indigenous culture creators, to tell your stories in your voice.
Boozoo, Bidwa a Gishgokwe Dishnakas, Megaze Dodem. We are grateful to live and work and learn on this land and acknowledge the traditional caretakers of this land. The Huron-Wendat, the Mississaugas of the Credit, the Haudenosaunee Confederacy, and the Anishinaabe. Chimigwech caretakers, Chimigwech Kakamekwe.
Welcome to Center for Indigenous Theatre's program info session. My name is Pearl.
My name is Kian.
And I'm Dane. We are current students at CIT. We're happy to have you join us today.
We're here today to answer all your questions about our school and how you can become a student in our class.
Have you thought about pursuing a career as an artist? Let us know in the comments below.
If you're watching us right now, you probably already have some questions in mind about the Center for Indigenous Theatre and what we're all about. Feel free to leave those in the comments, and we'll start with a little history on CIT and show you what the program and school year may look like. Then we'll go over our health and safety protocol, as well as how to apply and get into the program.
During our short time today, you will also get a view a future of our first person showcase in the last 2 years. Also, we were able to sit down with one of CIT's first graduates, Jeremy Pooh. Stay tuned.
Let's jump in a brief history lesson. CIT was founded by James Butler and was originally a 6-week program called Native Theatre School. The Native Theatre School was then renamed Center for Indigenous Theatre in 1994. We went to become a full-time program in 1999. We then expanded a 3-year program in 2002 and then added a 4th year in 2018.
If you're still wondering what we're all about, CIT is a post-secondary program that provides training in acting, voice, and movement. We also offer cultural classes that are focused on dance, song, and oral history. We have partnerships across Canada that we will share different experiences throughout the year. We offer opportunities for land-based teachings with the Debejmajig storytellers and Manitowaning and
Onomatoxy.
Thank you. In Nipissing First Nation.
Now it's time for a feature from December's production. You're welcome.
Thank you for that.
Hey, I'm walking here.
Walking here.
Turkey breath. This is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
This is a dream.
My sister is shaking me.
You have to wake up! Wake up! Wake up! Wake up!
What's going on?
This is a dream.
I'm scared.
This
We're
is
here.
A dream. This is a dream.
He grabs me.
This is a dream.
He starts punching me.
This is a dream.
Stop! I know this is a dream.
This is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
I know this is a dream.
This is a dream.
And then I woke up.
One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three. One, two, three.
I love being in that showcase. What was your favorite part, Pearl?
I'm glad I got the chance to finally perform on the stage for the first time as a group.
Back to our program. Here's the outline of our current school year. The current cohort of first-year students started school in September. They began with an orientation period of CIT and Toronto. Students then enrolled into full-time training with a winter break in between their studies. Students are now continuing their training from January until May, leading up to graduation.
Due to COVID-19, special protocols have been put into place. This includes, but is not limited to, mandatory social distancing and facial coverings, as well as sanitization and screening before entering CIT studios. The health and safety of our students, faculty, and staff members is of the utmost importance.
That may leave you wondering what your class schedule might look like during the school year. As our current health and safety regulations continue to develop, your training may be influenced by CIT, COVID-19 related provincial guidelines. Here are your schedules. As you can see, we had mostly in-person training this year. You have a variety of classes at CIT throughout the year, such as dance, voice, physical theater, singing, and story creation.
It is now time for our interview with Jeremy Prue.
And another class that really made an impact on me was actually a clown class. And John Turner, who has his own school up in Manitoulin Island, he used to have this space. It was called The Space in Toronto, and that's where we'd have our clown classes. And he got us to work through mask and through movement and through different exploration exercises. And I just thought, oh, okay, I'm all for it. I had never experienced a clown class, and gradually through his classes, I began discovering and tapping into other spaces of creativity within myself as an artist and storyteller, and really began opening up even more through that exploration. And I remember being in a class and him guiding us through almost like a meditation, like just really focusing your breath and your energy. And it was the simplest exercise, and it was in clown class. And I remember laying on the floor, and he was just gently guiding us through it and telling us to relax and open up. And we were the object of the exercise was to move at a minuscule pace, like very slowly, but you would have to do it over the course of like maybe 20 minutes. And through this release, And through this exploration, I started like crying on the floor. And it was just because I was opening up things. And he came over and he saw me down on the floor, and he said, he kind of crouched down and said, "Are you okay?" And I said, "Yeah, just things are releasing for me." And it was something so new for me because I was, I was so green as a theater school student, working with emotion and learning to to be open, to be vulnerable, to let your heart show and your spirit, but also that was exhausting, to do that day in and day out and know how to manage and take care of yourself, which kind of leads me into what I recommend to like CIT students coming into the program is to just take care of your body and know how to, because you're working with a variety of things, because your vessel is your body and it's your emotions, and that's what you bring to the table and anything that you do as an actor. And so for me, I think one of the biggest lessons too is not taking things, if you're working with stuff that may be triggering or stuff that brings up, or released, to not take that home with you, to develop a practice where you just kind of take that coat off and you leave it there. And you say, "Okay, thank you." You thank it, and then you put it aside and say, "Yeah, I don't need to take that home with me. It's part of the work, it's part of the class." And it's still something that I do to this day, 20 years later. If I'm doing a show, I learned to just derobe. I think an actor said that, to just take it off and not take that character home with you, especially if it's something very dark and, emotional. So I think I blabbed on a little bit. Sorry.
No, that was really awesome. And that was literally what I was about to ask you, was what would be your advice for students who just enrolled or are thinking of enrolling?
Yeah.
And I think it's important. I think that's important.
Yeah. And that took me years to learn, to do that.
And you never really stop learning, right? To do that.
Yeah. And the beautiful thing too is, even though I've been doing this for a couple of decades, having graduated way back then, what I really respect is when I see artists even older than me and more experienced than me, many of them going back to just get some refresher, to do a class or to do something, because we, like you said, we never stop learning. So I remember when I was at CIT, I saw this actress. She was a well-known Canadian television actress, and I recognized her because we were in the next door studio to where she was, and she was in a dance class with all these young people, and she was just there to the side in her little dance shoes and her outfit. And I was like, wow, she's just there because she wants to, be in tune with her body, no matter how old she was. And she was just there, getting a refresher and taking class. And to see someone of that age and someone that established still doing that, I was like, wow. So that really, even though I didn't talk to her, we just she came out of the class and I smiled at her and she nodded and just acknowledged each other in that way. But that really did make an impact on me. And I still remember it to this day. So yeah, we never stop learning. And to say to CIT students to just, embrace the moments where there's it may not dawn on you in the moment, but maybe later on you will reflect to say, oh, that was a valuable teaching there in that moment. I may have not seen it clearly as it was happening, but the fact that you recognize it later down the road, it doesn't diminish its importance or its value.
I agree. I like that. And last question, just to finish off on this nice note. What is another, because you've told us a couple of stories so far, but what's one last favorite or one of your favorite memories? It doesn't have to be at CIT, but just throughout your career as an actor. What's your one of your favorite experiences or memories?
Yeah, I guess one of my favorites is because I was so proud of the accomplishment of it. I was cast in a show in Atlanta, and I auditioned for them. It was through the Alliance Theatre, which is pretty well-respected theater company there in the city. And I auditioned for them through Zoom and got the role. It was, I'll tell you what it was. It was for One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And I got down there and I didn't know any of them, any of the company, and they were pretty close-knit company, you know, like any city. They're really well-renowned actors of a particular city. That was them in the cast. Like they were the bee's knees of the Atlanta theater community, and they were all part of this ensemble. Here I come, this guy from Canada, to join this ensemble. And I remember, yeah, so clearly opening night. And I think my family driven from Canada to see me opening. I was like, guys, you don't need to come all this way. Like, no, we want to support you. This is like such an achievement to be doing this show and with this company. So yeah, so on top of having family in the audience and then having invested all that work for 4 weeks and to be there in opening night and the jitters and the excitement, I just thought, man, I remember before going on stage, just really trying to ground myself, and really in that moment, I just thought, man, like just be proud of the work that you've accomplished and all that you've done to do this show. And needless to say, the show was like, it was a hit and was really embraced by that theater community and really acknowledged, especially by my cast members. So the fact that I was an Indigenous actor from Canada in the States, and really just being acknowledged and being able to have an opportunity to be on a stage of that size, and such it's like a Tony Award-winning theater company. Yeah, we had, the set was amazing. We had a Tony Award-winning set designer. And to be honest, so I just like, man, I just pinch myself. I'm on the stage doing this show and having, and really, because depending on how you approach the role I played was Chief Brahmin. Depending how it's directed, it can go off the rails, you know, it can become very stereotypical. So I really did invest all the stuff I learned at CIT, and over the years, I really invested that into the role and into the part. And I really did my best to indigenize it, you know, and really brought that into the room. And I think my fellow cast and my director really respected that and understood that. It's like, okay, this is, you know, if we really want to tell the truth in terms of this character and how pivotal it is of a character within the play itself, because people focus so primarily on the clash between the two leads, but Bromden is almost essentially the third lead. So yeah, doing that show, thinking about it like a decade later, it's like it was quite an accomplishment in my career to be down there in Atlanta doing that show, to be such warmly and critically received, and to have my family in the audience, and my sister and especially my niece, you know, witnessing, like, there's my son, there's my brother, there's my uncle on that stage, holding his own with these really well-respected actors, American actors. It's like, man, doesn't get better than that.
Well, you're a well-respected Canadian actor, and they were lucky to work with you as well.
Oh, thanks.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Did that inspire you to want to apply? Let us know in the comments below. Wondering what requirements are needed to apply to the Center Indigenous Theatre? Well, let me tell you, You must identify as First Nations, Métis, or Inuit. You must be 18 years of age or older. You need a grade 10 English level or higher. You have an interest in acting, movement, voice, self-discovery, and theater. As well, have an interest in exploring the Indigenous culture and acknowledge.
Now that we've gone over the requirements, thank you, Can. Here are the important documents that you must submit when applying to Center for Indigenous Theatre. They include
An updated resume, a 500-word essay expressing your interest in theater and coming to CIT, 2 references that you can vouch for your interest in theater, a photocopy of your health card, and an audition video of you doing some script work.
To help you out with your audition, we created how-to video. Take a look.
Hi, I'm Sam Twin. I'm a 4th-year student here at Center for Indigenous Theatre.
Hi, I'm Teresa Cutneff, and I'm also a 4th-year student at the Center for Indigenous Theatre.
We'll give you some tips and tricks on how to do your monologues and get them sent into CIT.
Yes, so first find an age-appropriate monologue for yourself. Use something from the Indigenous canon, something like from Thompson Highway, Drew Hayden Taylor, Kenneth T. Williams. Do you have any more?
Keith Barker, Alanis King. And if you have any troubles finding anything like that, you could email CIT and we'll provide you with a monologue.
So Sam, what did you do for your audition into CIT?
I did Isaac from Thunderstick by Kenneth Williams. What about you? What did you do?
I was sent a collection of different story pieces from Coyote City. What to wear, wear something simple, neutral colors, something that you're comfortable and confident in.
Yep. And you know, there's not really a time limit for it, but it should be around 3 minutes.
If you have any other skills that you want to show, like singing, dancing, hand drumming, anything and everything, feel free to submit it. But you do have to have a monologue.
Unless, of course, you're a storyteller and you have a story, then you could submit that instead of the monologue, but no accents, please.
And the most important thing is to have fun. And if you stumble, that's okay.
Yep.
You can do it over and over as many times as you feel. Have any other difficulties like doing your monologue or audition?
Probably the hardest part was memorizing it all, and I had somebody film it for me. I did not know that it was best to film it with a neutral background, so I filmed it just in a living room and there was a lot of things in the background, but it worked out. And you don't need a professional camera. We're doing this on an iPhone 10. You can stack it up on some books or put it on a table, whatever you gotta do. As long as it's capturing basically from half of your torso up so we can see your shoulders and your head. You could have a relative or somebody hold the camera for you and you could just send that into CIT.
Have fun.
There are ongoing requirements in order to remain in the program. Curious on what it takes to be a CIT graduate? You are expected to be on time and present for all classes, and you must be actively looking for funding while you attend your studies. Tuition each year costs $3,750,000.
Now it's time for some more story weaving from the December showcase.
So it's Saturday night, right? And my boyfriend and I are spending way too much time together. So I decided I'm gonna go out with some friends. And what do you do with friends? You go to a bar. So we go to a bar, and who walks in but my boyfriend with the guy we met last week. And I'm watching them on the dance floor, and they start kissing.
He shoots and he scores! He shoots and he scores! My dad wakes me up. The Oilers need you.
You!
So I go to the rink. I enter the office. And I sign the contract. And I sign the contract. And then I go to the dressing room. And I suit it up. And I suit it up. Helmet. And I go down to center ice. I line up that face-off, and I win the face-off. And we started skating. He shoots and he scores.
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 He shoots and he scores. He shoots and he scores. And I got thirsty. And I hydrated. And I hydrated. And we won the game! Yay! And then I got cut. And then I quit. And I never tried again.
Four, 24, 24, 24, 24, 24. In my dream, there's the number 24. Cigarettes. Surgeon General's warning.
Cigars, cigarettes, cigars, cigarettes, cigars, cigarettes.
There was my auntie. There was my auntie. My auntie told me to quit smoking cigarettes.
Smoking causes
Lung cancer.
Heart disease!
emphysema.
And I broke that cycle.
And I broke that cycle.
I was 22, and now I'm 24. I quit that shit.
Amazing work. Everyone did great.
Hey.
Before you go, we would like to mention that there are alternative funding options if you are unable to receive financial support from your band. There are other organizations that you can submit applications to for funding. These include, but are not limited to, Indispire Foundation, Dreamcatcher Charitable Foundation, Métis Nation of Ontario, Canada Post, Mississaugas of the Credit, other local organizations. If you are in need of funding application assistance, contact us at Center for Indigenous Theatre. No student has ever been turned away due to lack of funding.
Please make sure to follow us on Instagram and Twitter and like us on Facebook to stay updated on CIT news and updates.
We would like to thank our funders. With their generous support, we are able to provide a school for our students. The Department of Canadian Heritage, the Ontario Arts Council, the Toronto Arts Council, Misway Beak Aboriginal Employment and Training, Hastings Park Foundation of Rights and Freedoms, and Ontario Arts Foundation.
Thank you for attending CIT's program info session. Also, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and we will get back to you.